Welcome back to another video. It's been a long time. There's quite a lot to update for, I guess, my personal side of my life. I've left the company I was working for, and I've started my own, and I work for myself now. So the company is Defy Auto, and I ship car parts. And it's sort of been the goal for a while, and just circumstances, things that were going on. Just decided to start doing it. So yeah, it's happening. Doesn't normally look this behind. We actually just went to France for a week to surprise a friend for his 30th birthday, and yeah, because of that we're a bit backlogged. But yeah, it's things are going really good. Very happy, not a bad thing. But luckily for myself, I guess today is a public holiday, and no matter how much I got ready, it's I can't get it picked up. So today's a day for myself, and you probably thought the FD steering saga was over, but it's not, and we have a new contender. To be fair, the car has been working, hasn't broken the subframe, hasn't done any of that stuff, but I'm really missing a lot of feel from the front of the car. I'm throwing it in and it's all sort of guesswork, and it shouldn't be like that. That's, I know this will probably seem like I'm very picky at how the car feels, and it has to have this, has to have that. I've never actually been like that. I've sort of just driven whatever. When it comes to S chassis, has knuckles, okay, cool, done, drive it. But yeah, this car has just been really tricky, to be honest. The wise fab was too wide, put the wheels in a weird spot. It was really ugly. Had to run such a small tire that it was understeery. I'm not gonna make the car stupidly ugly. Like, your only option is to run Rocket Bunny, and for me, flat no, do not want. Push-up max didn't work. Geometry is bad. You can. Well, look, honestly, if you have a low grip car and you're just having fun, that's probably fine. There's some tweaks you probably have to do to it to make it to work consistently, but for my application, it does not work. Spoke to them about it. They acknowledged that it was a problem, but didn't want to do anything about it. Didn't really believe that I was having the issues that I was having, which is strange because how would I know I was having them? The only other people that were having problems with their kit were like grip guys with slicks on the car and really working them. So anyway, they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to try and develop the kit further, which was a shame because I feel like there's potential there. So I went back to my old grey setup, which has been in the car for most of last year, and it's been working. It doesn't feel very good, but doesn't fold the front subframe in half, so that's pretty cool. And then I come across this stuff. So Just Engineering. Now, they do a lot of, obviously, Sylvia and all your usual stuff, but for some weird reason they make one for an FD RX7. So you know what, I've come this far, we may as well try one more, right? And there it is. So we'll run through it quickly. It's a Hyundai Genesis, I believe, hub, which is bolt-on, nice and serviceable. Doing hubs can be a bit annoying sometimes, so yeah, that's a nice little touch. We have Akin adjustment. There are plates, I just have them outside. This is an extended tie rod end, which just means you're going to run a factory or aftermarket style inner tie rod, which is for me really nice because I can get parts locally fast and I don't have to worry about getting stuff, especially for this kit from overseas if I ever bend one, when I bend one. One piece lower arm, which if you've been following along the saga, this is the absolute key for feel on this car. So yeah, that being one piece is a great start. We also have multiple coilover locations, and they're on a slope. So Wisefab and Pasha Max also have this, but in a straight line. And I'm assuming the theory with this is that when you are moving the coilover, you shouldn't have to change your height to make it the same. So that's a nice touch. This on-car adjustment is a game changer. Nothing else has that, surprisingly. This is just a threaded sleeve. You wind that out, and then you bring up the gap with the nut on the end, and so simple. But again, that saves literally hours on the alignment machine, because otherwise you'd have to take the arm off, wind this out. Now the suspension is unsettled, and you have to take it off the lift, back on the lift, realign it. Huge process. So this is, yeah, game changer. Upper arm is just fixed. So we do have some adjustment with the collars. There's 2 each side, so you could run 1 and 3, 3, 1. You know, so you have some room there. I'm guessing that would affect your caster. But yeah, overall, really nice. I got the silver finish. One thing I didn't notice on the website, this is actually not welded. This is drilled with elongated holes, and I believe they used to use this for caster, but they've since welded that up, which, like I've already said, I would prefer like this. I'm a strong believer that one piece is how you get good feel in the front of these cars. And there was something else that was different. This was also elongated on the website pictures for the product, and then there was, so you could adjust your camber on the upper arm here. So, but that's now just a hole, and there is no adjustment in that upper arm. So, yeah, I guess we just have to see how it all pans out. But we also got some toe plates, and they gave us a bottle opener, which I'm gonna need for all this, because I pulled the front of this car apart too many times, and yeah, I guess I don't know, I'm getting good at it, but I don't want to be. It's not my choice. And I've actually got the left side mostly done. I was trying something with the upper arm spaces, and I think I've made it worse, so I'm gonna put it back to how it should be. But yeah, now I know what I want it to be. So this driver's side will go on pretty fast, and then I can get it on the ground and start looking at what's hitting what. Yeah, just figure out all that fun stuff, because I guess what's important to know with this sort of stuff is none of this just goes on the car and it's good. You're going to have to move some things. You're going to have to, maybe brake lines will be in the way, or lots of stuff. Wheel sizing, wheel spaces. So yeah, getting it on is one mission, and then the next mission is making it work, making nothing hit, because being able to just drive the car, throw it on lock, and have it not hit stuff, as silly as that sounds, it's such a big thing to make the car drive properly. So let's go get it done. So at the moment, this is what we have, and honestly, that's really good. And you can see we actually have clearance. This is what I was talking about earlier with the upper arm spaces. So I've tried to space it back to get some caster out of it, but I think I might actually have too much, so I might just center that again, and then this side will be done. Something to note, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see down there, but how can I show this? So this is actually hitting the brake caliper bolt, not the lock stop at the moment. So swing this around. Also, wheel is pretty centered in the wheel well relative to other kits. So yeah, you can see actually there the brake caliper bolt is hitting the lower arm, and the lock stop area hasn't even touched yet. So that's not even full lock, which is exciting, because that means just by modifying a few little things, maybe even taking the washer out behind the caliper bolt and grinding the head of the bolt down, there's more on the table. So very exciting, and the wheel fits within the guard. I'll show you. Look at that. Much better than most fab. So here's the on-car adjustment part of the lower arm. So you can see that's just a threaded sleeve, and then once you extend that out, that nut will bring the arm over, and that's simple. So I know from the other side of the car I need to extend these, otherwise the camber is very minimal. So the way I determine what's safe for this sort of stuff is to just measure the width of the bolt, and then so this one's 15 mil. So I give myself at least 15 mil of thread of engagement. Not really sure if that's correct, but just in my mind that's what would be, you know, you're getting the full area of the bolt. So in theory it should be full strength. Alright, all done with the just engineering. Pretty straightforward, a little bit fiddly, trying to figure out where I want everything, but I think it's in a good spot. I ended up with the lower arms almost maxed out, I guess. There's 15 mil left on them, which is the diameter of the adjuster, so I believe that's safe. The wheels fit, has clearance on lock. The brake caliper bolt is hitting the lower arm before the lock stop, so I might just take the washer out behind them, and it's close. I can also add washers to the lock stop, but yeah, I've just got to go test it now. So I'm just going to toe plate it and drive it as it is and see what I think. It's ready to drive really. That's the first time I've actually run it since November last year, so yeah, it's been 5 or 6 months, so it's nice to even just hear it run for a little bit. And yeah, I'll change the oil and probably just drive it on 08Rs. I've got some fitted, and yeah, give it a good test, and either it's gonna, yeah, I don't know, it's gonna do something. Whatever it does, it's gonna do it. So just cutting in here because we went to test the car at Ibisu and we had a pretty rough day. I was really struggling to drive this steering kit, and yeah, I was trying everything. I was moving the upper arm forwards, backwards, and car was up and down 100 times, and along with that I was having, at the time I thought it was an overboosting problem, but I forgot to bring my laptop because I was flustered, and so I didn't actually know what was going on, but I thought it was overboost. Turns out it was dropping fuel pressure, which, you know, obviously not good, but yeah, on the day I just unplugged the boost controller and tried to drive it as it was, and it was better, but it was still dropping fuel pressure a little bit. That ended up just being a dirty fuel filter, so no big deal. But yeah, combine that problem into the issues of having with the steering on the day. I was very flustered and tried to film some stuff, but it all was pretty negative and wasn't having a great time. So but the problem with the steering was one of the collars, or both the collars on the passenger side, were incorrect on the tie rod, the shims or whatever you want to call them. They were like too big and causing very, very minimal movement on the tie rod end. So it was like heavy, bindy, not self-steering because, you know, all that force was happening on the tie rod end. So that got figured out very quickly by Justin at Just Engineering. When I sent him a photo of the passenger side of the car, he was like, oh yeah, straight away, this is wrong. Sent me the right stuff straight away, had it within a week. So that got resolved very fast, and since then I've driven the car and it feels amazing now. I really, really, really like it. This is the first steering kit that I would actually recommend to anyone. I don't know, 10 people out there that I'm talking to that drift these cars, but it works. It the feelings back in the steering that I've been missing with my Olds and Grey stuff. It's not too wide, and it's got good lock. That's all of it, right? We don't need anything more than that. I did not end up aligning the car properly. It had, well, we finished up with 4 degrees of caster and 5 degrees of camber, and I think just like 5 mil toe out or something. And I'm running it now on the second highest Ackerman setting. So it's not parallel. It doesn't have any weird floatiness or anything like that. It just feels right. I'm very happy with that. So I'll put some clips in from the original test day at Ibisu. It might look okay on the outside, but you know, I only got a few runs in that I was sort of happy with, and like I was really fighting to get them. So yeah, you can at least have a look at those. Might make this video a little less boring, have some kind of action to watch, but yeah, the next one there'll be a lot of driving in it.